my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kaki, and today I'm going to be answering your questions about my teeth. You guys might remember back, like September, I guess, I made a video talking about my new teeth. And it was a video where I was still getting used to them. You could definitely tell that I was unfamiliar kind of talking around them and things like that. And since then, I've gotten very used to them, and I've honestly kind of forgotten about them. And so recently I had a couple of people comment and kind of ask me to do a follow-up video talking about how they've settled in and a lot of other different questions. So I figured I would do a quick little Q&A for you guys. Also, since I got them done, my office that did my teeth here in Austin, called the Cosmetic Dentists of Austin, have thrown me an amazing deal, and that is to be able to offer you guys, my viewers, $2,500 off a complete smile makeover if you decide that that's something you want to do and you're local. So if you do want to contact them, I will put their number down below. In order to get the discount, you have to mention my name, Kaki Conditori, when you first call for your consultation for your complete smile makeover, and they will give you $2,500 off of it. So make sure you do that. They are the absolute greatest. They made me feel so comfortable all the way through the entire process. They could not have been more incredible, and they do a last time you pay policy, meaning if I get in a car accident or anything like that anytime for the rest of my life, or just chip something or decide that I don't like it, that they will redo it for free. I couldn't have asked for anything better, so if you guys are interested, I will leave that link below. Also guys, if you haven't already and you would like to go ahead and subscribe before we get started. That said guys, let's go ahead and get into your questions. Full disclosure, most of these questions are actually just from a couple of people, but they're questions that I've gotten from a lot of other people along the way, and so I think that this is kind of a good consolidation of all of them. So how, if any, has it changed your perception of how you see the world? Self-confidence, people treating you differently, had to get used to people staring at how perfect your teeth are while talking to you, compliments, etc. So when I first got them, it was kind of funny because people who I hadn't seen in a long time, because either I don't see them on a regular basis, like at work or something like that, or people who are from out of town and kind of didn't know that that had happened. They had met me before and then they just sort of like re-encountered me. They would be looking for something. They were like, is it your makeup? Did you change your hair? Like, what? And I would be like, I got new teeth. And they're like, whoa, you know, because it's not something that everybody in your life does. I think that it's very common on YouTube for people to get veneers, but I don't know anybody else in my life, actually, except for my friend Haley, who has since got them because she went to my same doctor. She saw my results and went and got hers done by my same doctors. It's just not something that I had seen done. It's something that I had been incredibly self-conscious about my entire life, and now that I look back at my old videos, they look completely unfamiliar. Like, I can't believe that those used to be my teeth. So the adjustment was actually probably more difficult for me than for the people around me. I think a lot of people were like, I never really noticed your teeth to begin with, and I'm just like, okay. I noticed them a lot, and at first I was like, wow, they're really long. It was really weird having really big teeth all of a sudden, but most people just kind of clocked something different. They didn't say like, oh wow, she's got brand new teeth, like everything's changed. It was like, I ran into one of my coworkers and he was like, your lipstick is like really shiny. And I was like, no, I got new teeth. And he's like, that's what it is. So I would say that like most people haven't really necessarily complimented me on them. They just kind of are like, something's different about you. And I kind of think that's a good, like, that's the ideal circumstance, right? For people not to be like, wow, great new chiclets you got installed in your face, because then you know it's like, wow, people are really clocking your big fake teeth. Like, I'll point it out to people and they'll go, oh, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. Cool, really like them. So yeah, I think that that's kind of half of the reason that I really loved my doctor so much, is because I came out looking like these things may, in a perfect world, have actually grown there. I want to know as a viewer, any fears you have or may have, like eating certain foods and them popping off. So this is a big misconception with porcelain veneers. There are a lot of different kinds of porcelain veneers, but I think what you're thinking of is what are called lumineers, and they don't require any prep for your teeth. So if you're going to get porcelain veneers. They wrap all the way around your tooth and they require prep. I did not get the pictures of myself with my teeth prepped. My friend Haley said that she peeked when she went into the bathroom while she was getting hers prepped, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe you did that. Like, I do not want a mental image of my teeth shaved down. She was like, yeah, they look like little gremlin teeth. And I was like, how did you do that? Like, how could you, I would not dare. I was like, cover them, I do not want to know, I cannot, like, that's my worst nightmare, because we've all had that nightmare of our teeth falling out, and it's exactly, oh, that's what I was imagining. Like, that was what my, like, heart palpitations were. And if you want to see it, just Google veneer prepped teeth and you will see it. That is probably the biggest, weirdest thing about it that I didn't really, like, compute before I went all in on it, but, like, literally no regrets, because my teeth are just so much better now. But that said, lumineers and other types of, I don't know, I think that there are probably kind of like less heavy commitment veneers that you can get, and also less cost veneers that you can get that do not become your real teeth. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. These became my real teeth, so there is no possible risk of them popping off. They're not crowns. I think the back, maybe, like my molars, where they extended my molars, those technically count as crowns, because I don't think that they prep those quite as much. Not totally sure, but for at least the front 10 up here, they're completely bonded to the tooth underneath them. There's no possible way that they could possibly pop off. Also, as far as foods that I might be afraid to eat, my old teeth were super freaking sensitive, and I still have, obviously, my old teeth on the bottom, and so I can definitely notice a difference now where my teeth are so much less sensitive, because I have a lot more tooth there. There is a lot standing between my nerves and the food that I'm eating now, and my top teeth were just so vulnerable from grinding for so many years and exposing those nerve endings, and also losing tons of enamel, that my front teeth broke all the time depending on what I was eating. I couldn't really use an electric toothbrush or anything like that, because it would just rattle against my front teeth and it would actually chip them off, because they were just that weak and sad. It wasn't from poor care. I was a brusher, flosser my entire life. My parents took me to the dentist on an absolutely airtight schedule. I went to an orthodontist. I had everything possible done. Just genetically, my teeth were really weak, and from grinding, I had just totally destroyed all of my enamel. And so now my teeth are a lot stronger. They were sensitive for probably, I don't know, like 6 weeks after I got them done. They were a little bit sensitive. Like when I would floss, I would notice kind of in between the teeth, it would be a little bit more sensitive, but everything has completely recovered. I feel more confident eating all foods than I did before I got them. Would you change anything about them? That's kind of funny. I don't think that I would. I actually changed something about them before I got them put on. So I was wearing my temporaries, and you can actually go and watch the old video and I show you what the temporaries, it's just like this one solid piece of plastic that they use to cover your prepped teeth while your veneers are being made in a lab. It takes about 2.5 weeks. And I had a picture of that, or a video actually, and my bicuspids, the second ones next to my front two teeth, they were a little bit longer, and I just didn't love that like straight across kind of appearance. I don't know, I just kind of wanted these to look a little bit longer in contrast to the bicuspids. And now that I see them and I wear them every day, now that they're my teeth, let's be real, I can definitely notice sort of what would have been the difference there. Like if I had had that perfect, like if you look at Tati Westbrook, she has like the perfect straight across, like all of her bicuspids are the same length as her cuspids. And I feel like it gives a much more kind of like movie star thing, but mine I feel like look a little bit more like real teeth, and that was kind of what I was going for, because my temps did have them all the same length, and I was like, it looks weird. Like I don't know why, but just from like my compositional mind, I want these to be a little bit shorter than the cuspids, and so that was what I did. I love my incisors being really long. I had ground my incisors down probably first, and that's your vampire teeth. So those were probably the first ones to go when I ground my teeth down, just from, you know, grinding at night. And to answer any burning questions about that, I did have a night guard, but it still happened. I mean, it was just so many years of me grinding my teeth so badly that it was still like that. Plus, For years I was getting them kind of like rebuilt with composite, which is just like plastic that they use to do fillings in your teeth and stuff like that, so it doesn't really stand the test of time very well. It's kind of like a short-term stopgap kind of thing. I always knew I was going to have to get my teeth replaced. But the other thing that I really notice about the difference between my teeth now and then is how kind of much wider this whole situation is, just the front profile of the teeth, because if I look at old pictures of myself, and I'll stick one in here, one side kind of started to curve before the other one, and I would never have noticed that until I got them, you know, completely redone by human hands. But it made my face shape look a little bit different. It made my top lip not as full. And so now that these kind of spread a little bit further before they start going back, I guess, and they're just sort of bigger and longer, my top lip almost looks like I got lip injections. And I'm into it. Like, I have never gotten lip injections, and now I don't really foresee needing to, because this just puts so much more volume in my mouth having these here, that like my top lip now kind of like, it's just fuller and it turns up a little bit more, and it makes me really happy. Also, I mentioned this in the other video, because it lengthened these molars up here, because that was the whole thing, my bite was really short, and so it was kind of like crashing these teeth together in the front because my back teeth didn't really meet properly. And so no matter what they did in the front, I was always going to keep breaking those off if I didn't kind of get my molars lengthened, I guess you would say. So that's why they had to do all 14 of my top teeth. It opened up my bite, and so it actually lengthened my jawline, not my jawline, but like, you know, my mandible right here. And so it's like there's actually more distance now between my jawline and my cheekbone, which changed the shape of my face from being like square to kind of like rectangular. And again, I'm into it. Like, money well spent. I like it. So the short answer is no, I would not change anything about them now. I did change stuff about them kind of in the creative process. I do feel like I was fully part of the creative process with my doctors. How have those around you at work, your fiance, and your family reacted? My mom was super into it. She was glad that I did it. My teeth run in our family, and so I don't think that she was surprised. I think she was a little bit surprised that I went for it. I just made a decision that this was a priority for me, and she always understands when I do things like that, and I think that she was so pleased with the results that, you know, she was kind of proud that I'd gone and made the decision, I guess. And as far as my fiance is concerned, it's kind of funny because when I got the temps, I was not okay. I felt like they looked so ridiculous, and now in hindsight, they're probably actually even shorter than what I ended up with, but they just felt so bizarre, and I was so aware of them all the time. And it was funny because Mike would always be like, I'm already used to them. And I was like, really? I was like, I can't forget that they're there. As soon as I got these, like, he was like, smile, and I smiled at him, he's like, those are amazing. Those are fantastic, like, those are great. I'm already used to them, like, instantly. For him, he just was in love with the entire process. He was super supportive of me the entire time. And even when we take pictures now, he's like, your teeth are so white. And I'm like, thanks, babe. I love it too. Did you have to relearn how to pronounce words? No, actually. And that's kind of funny too, because I think that when I first got my composite done, like, long time ago, when I would just get like the front ones rebuilt, and I mean at the time that was incredible to me. To be able to actually get them repaired at all was awesome, and I felt like, yay, I got new teeth, even though they would just like wear down over time. I still thought that that process was still just a major improvement. Those I had a lot of trouble with because they were actually a lot more fragile, and so it was like if I didn't learn how to chew better and talk a little bit differently, like getting used to incisors, I would knock them off. My old dentist reinstalled like little points on my incisors. He's like, this is gonna help you not grind your teeth. But initially, I still tried to, and so I actually broke the points off of them a couple of times. And so there is definitely a getting used to it process, but these are super strong. You probably won't hurt them in the process of getting used to them. They are actually, I think, stronger than natural teeth. Foods you learned to avoid, things you had to give up, insecurities. None. Like I said, this has made my life a lot easier. The whole point of this was for me to go and do nature one better, essentially. I wanted to go and kind of rewrite what nature had done me wrong. And so I was in search of dentists who would be able to help me make new teeth, like get better teeth as if I had grown better teeth from day one, not give me something that was a stopgap, because like I said, it's not a small investment and I wanted it to be an investment that was going to stand the test of time. And that is what I have gotten from these. I really, like, every time I see a picture of myself, I've been to a few weddings and Christmas and things like that since then. Every time somebody takes a picture of me, and even when I'm editing my thumbnails, I'm like, man, money well spent. Like, I'm so happy that I got them done. And I've definitely seen other people's veneers where I'm just kind of like, huh, okay, I'm not sure that I would have like noticed that. And I think that that's probably how some people feel about mine. But if I watch any of my old videos, I'm like, oh my god, girl. Like, they weren't horrible, but my dentist basically told me, he's like, you went from a 9 to a 10. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's exactly how I feel. I feel like my teeth are like a 10 now. And I'm so confident about them. So there have been like all the insecurities that I had about my teeth, like, I definitely did. I knew that they were kind of straight, like I knew that they were pretty good. I'd had braces, I'd taken care of them and things like that, but I knew that like when I was editing videos and stuff like that, like there's no amount of whitening and care that was going to get my teeth to be what I wanted them to look like, and the insecurities have left. The only thing I would say that's annoying is just trying to keep the bottom ones white. That's it. And eventually I will get the bottom ones done too, but right now I'm spending a lot of money on a wedding. Did getting veneers fuel a desire to get more work done, or did it satisfy that it was just enough? Psychologically or mentally, has it changed you? That is such a good question. It's actually kind of funny because like right afterwards I was like, wait a second. So I just spent all this money on my teeth and I feel amazing. Like I feel invigorated by this process. Like maybe I should go get some boobs. And then that moment was fleeting. There's a big difference. Like I have known I wanted to do this for my entire life because I feel like nature screwed me on teeth. I don't feel like nature screwed me on boobs. I don't feel like I got screwed in a lot of ways. If there was one thing that was possible, if I could make my hair thicker, like if someone could actually install hair plugs in a girl and actually give me more hair, I would do that, but that's probably about it. When I got my first tattoo, it didn't make me want to go get another tattoo. When I got this done, it didn't make me want to go get more stuff done. That said, of course, I do have plans to get the bottom ones done too, not just though for the aesthetics of it, because I honestly don't think anybody is going, oh wow, oh, her teeth are two completely different colors. Wow, that's so obvious. Like, I don't think anyone else cares. It is actually because this kind of wiped my bill of health clean on my teeth. Like, it took all of my 11 fillings and it just wiped them and gave me new teeth. And I want to do that for the bottom too. I just want to get a full, healthy mouthful of teeth. So ultimately, yes, that is going to happen, but that is about the only work that it's made me want to get done. And it also just, it reinforces itself every single day. Every day when I'm getting ready or anything like that, or I take a picture of myself, I'm so glad that I did it. I'm so glad. When we got engaged in that picture of me where I'm just completely like overcome with joy, standing in the middle of Gramercy Park, and I've just got this huge smile on my face, and I'm just like, money well spent on those teeth. Those teeth are great. Can you talk about pain, things you wish you would have known before you got it done? Okay, things I wish I would have known before I got it done. I'm actually not sure that there's anything I didn't know. It was just things I chose not to think about. And that was basically the prepping process. And I keep saying that they grind your teeth down, and of course the doctors don't want me to say that. They always correct me. They're like, we're just prepping them. We're not removing that much from them. Because they don't want to remove, they want to remove as little as possible in order to make their job possible. But at the same time, these are very little thin things, but they do coat your entire tooth, and so they do have to make room for that. So pain, I expected. The psychological aspect of it, that is what I did not expect. I've never had a problem going to the dentist. Everybody's got this anxiety around the dentist. I've never had trouble with the dentist. I'm always just like, I know, I'm going in there, I'm gonna get fixed up, like, everything's gonna be fine, they're gonna give me Novocaine, it's gonna be okay. You should definitely watch the old video where I tell the whole story about my issues with anesthesia and whatnot, because it is a story that I don't want to go into here. I think that I knew all of that ahead of time, and I was still a-okay with it, because I knew coming out of it, and they actually give you this really cool, like, composite photo of you with, like, what your teeth are gonna look like when you first go. They just, like, edit it together really quick, and you're just like, whoa, no way! And I I can safely say that mine looked even better than that composite photo did. While I am still like 150% daunted by the idea of like voluntary surgery, like somebody getting like a boob job or a nose job or something like that, because just like anesthesia, full body anesthesia, throws me into such like a long-term funk, like it just screws my body up. Plus I don't like being on like painkillers or anything like that. This was very different. Dental work is very different. Like it's definitely involved. They're definitely in your mouth for like 3 or 4 hours at a time, like 3 times. But it is definitely not surgical. It doesn't feel like, oh, I wish I'd known how hard the recovery was going to be. As soon as I got them done, I could eat. Like, as soon as I got them done. The only thing that's really, really obnoxious, and I knew it was going to be obnoxious, was the temporaries. The temporaries are just really annoying. And everybody's like, oh, you can't even tell. Like, oh my god, I could tell. But then when my friend Haley had her temporaries in, I couldn't tell. And so it's like, it's all relative to what you're used to seeing on your own face. Actually, if there's anything that it did, it made me so acutely aware of how much you notice small changes on your face. And it actually made me not want to do any kind of nipping and tucking of my face, because you can change so much so easily by what you think is going to be a subtle change. And thank God that this was a positive change that I knew was going to be a positive change. But like, to go into something kind of mysterious, like, oh my god, like if I had to get like an eye lift or something like that, where someone's literally cutting you and sewing you and things like that, like, I don't think I could handle that psychologically. Just the change to my face, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much change. And so it made me like simultaneously really happy for going and getting the improvement, the upgrade on the teeth, but it also made me really grateful for what God gave me, and that I don't really feel any need to go and do anything drastic else to my body or my face. What color did you go with? Okay, so the color range that I was given was the BL color range. I did not know that there was like this whole universe out there of tooth shades. I don't know what my old tooth shade was. It was not good. But I chose a BL2. BL1 is like freaky white, and so I think I went with a BL2. How careful do you need to be with your real veneers? Any pop-off foods you avoid? Already answered that. No, everything's perfect. They will never pop off because they are completely bonded all the way around my tooth. Thanks for sharing your experience. My only hesitation is that I'm altering my body and I have never even had a tattoo. I know I will eventually love them and they will be a profound aesthetic improvement, yet I'm trying to wrap my head around the fact that I will have fake teeth. P.S. 35-year-old guy here. Yes. Like, that is the feeling, is I'm going to have fake teeth. I'm going to have teeth that are not the ones that I have known my entire life. So if I can offer you guys any kind of advice, it is make sure that you find the right doctor, a doctor that doesn't rush you through the process, somebody who empathizes with all of these kinds of insecurities and feelings that you have, because yes, changing your appearance is really, it messes with your head. And so definitely make sure that you are going to a doctor, whether, you know, here in Austin or locally, wherever you are, where you've gotten some reviews and you've talked to people and you understand that they're not just going to do a quality job on your teeth, but they're going to care for you as a patient and as a human being. So if I can impart that to anybody here in Austin, I would say definitely at least go do a consultation with the cosmetic dentists of Austin. They are just absolutely the best. They are the greatest. They are the sweetest, most amazing people in the world. They make you feel like family while you're there. They just, I mean, they're, I can't say enough. So I, again, will link their information down below. This isn't intended to be an ad. They just happened to reach out to me after I made my initial video and said, hey, do you want to be part of a partner program? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And so I am able to offer you guys $2,500 off a full smile makeover. So yes, if you are in Austin, you are interested in doing this, check the link below. Thank you guys for watching this. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. If you know anybody else who is kind of thinking about getting their teeth done, go ahead and pass this along. Hopefully this will help them. I will link the other video down below that kind of gives the full, in real time, kind of like before and after experience of, you know, you can see my face all swollen, you can see the temps, you can see my reaction right after the fact and everything like that. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this little Q&A. And again, if you have any more questions, I'm here. I'll answer them for you. If you want to keep hanging out with me on this channel, guys, go ahead and hit the button down below and subscribe. I would love it if you did. I make videos 5 days a week, and I love you, and thank you for watching.